We're back.
Oh, gosh.
It's been a minute, and we're going to have to shake off the dust a little bit. Oh, geez.
I'm Kent Kilco. This is my wife, Annie Kilco, and this podcast is Life's Little Arguments.
Oh, Lord.
This is episode 36 we've actually not done this podcast in 3 weeks, and she's been giving me hell about it, so I have committed to doing it, and yeah. So, Terry, it looks like Terry's on. Terry, can you hear us okay on this live? Are you recording now?
I am.
I feel like there's way too much going on for you right now.
There's a lot going on
this is blowing your mind.
It is a lot going on, but we're gonna try.
What's up, everybody? I'm Kent, and that's my wife, Annie.
Hey guys, you should know me because this is my.
It is your TikTok.
It's my TikTok. I said podcast. This is my TikTok.
This is our podcast.
This is our podcast. And we typically talk, so our podcast is Life's Little Arguments. Did we say that already?
We just did it again, which is fine. You said it? Yep.
I'm Annie. This is my husband, Kent.
So you can find Life's Little Arguments on any of the podcast forums.
Yep. We are on YouTube. On the YouTubes. We are Gen X, right?
I'm Gen X.
I'm also Gen X.
Oh, yeah. I'm only 2 years from a millennial, believe it or not.
Are you able to turn our sign on? I feel bad.
Well, you can't see it anyway, so it doesn't matter. We'll do that next time. There's too much shit going on right now.
Oh, Lord.
So, again, we're trying to do the podcast and YouTube and live on TikTok all at the same time.
It's a lot going on. And we're back. We have not, we've been gone for almost an entire month. It has...
she said we were on walking the dogs today, and she was like, Ken, we've not done one in months. I was like, dude, it's been like 2 or 3 weeks.
I didn't say months. I said...
You literally said months, plural.
I did not. I said it's been almost a month.
Okay. So anyhow, here we are. This is going to be episode 36 for us because I think we ended on 35.
Something like that. And we had our fans have been complaining that,
they said they missed us.
They missed us. Where are we? What are we doing? What's going on in life? So we're like, okay, we got to get back to it. But honestly, I've just really had a lack of, I don't want to say motivation because it's not really motivation. It's just been, I feel like I've not had anything to talk about. And I think it's because I have been really just at the house. And are you going to look at me at all? You're just going to pay attention.
I'm trying to see how this works.
I think what happens is on TikTok, those people it's kind of cycling, it just shows it in TikTok that people are live.
Yeah.
And they can kind of see it without actually joining or coming into the live.
I understand that.
So I think that's what that is. But
I'm trying to look to see if anyone asks a question at any point.
We would love questions. That would be fantastic. Anyway, I guess what I have been feeling is a lack of, I feel like I've just not been interesting lately. I've not gone. Why is that making you smile?
Well, no, I'm just listening to you.
That's your smirk. That is your smirk that I cannot stand. That is a smirk that has caused
that smirk only
many an argument.
You only can't stand it when we're arguing and then I smirk. I can't help it. When we argue and I smirk, it's just natural. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know why it does it, but it does it. So, why are y'all not in bed? Because we're fucking adults and it's 9:30, Terry.
I was going to say who asked that. I should
Terry,
know.
why are y'all not in bed?
I should have known. Anyway, I feel like I've not just...
Terry, our friend on there, she literally goes to bed at 7:30 every night. So.
She's for sure in bed already. I'm surprised she hasn't turned off all of her electronics.
She explained it. That's my question. No, really? We understand that's your question, Terry. That's why we answered it.
So anyway... Back to what I've already said 3 times. I just don't feel like I've been interesting lately. And that is not completely accurate because we've definitely been doing things. I mean, we've been gone since before St. Patrick's Day, and we went out with all of our friends for St. Patrick's Day and had a really good time, day drinking, hanging out. We have gone back out for Cherry Blossom Festival and watched the bed races and little dog races and all that kind of stuff and had a good time that day. We went back.
Can we talk about how good our dogs are?
Oh my God.
Literally we can take them anywhere and they're just, I thought that with all the other dogs they were going to be barking and stuff like that, but with the exception of a couple of them wiener dogs, a little dog pound barking at, they all the dogs really did good, to be honest with you. So.
I'm a little worried though. Lincoln is he was just roaming.
Yeah,
around,
he's
so I'm not really
bored
sure where he just
because he's not sitting in your lap. He's not sitting in my lap. He doesn't know what to do right now.
Here.
So.
You can't get to my lap. Yeah. But yeah, they're amazing. And I was really excited because I got a new dog stroller.
Yeah.
And it is a freaking mamma
It's like a
jamma.
Bentley of dog strollers.
It is an amazing dog stroller because I was having the issue where the dog stroller that I had, God, I'm sorry guys if you can hear that crunching. Lincoln is just like getting into everything right now. The dog stroller that we had was only 3 wheels, and it was because it really was really meant for one dog probably, or two very smaller dogs. Our dogs were just a little bit too much for it, and so we had the incident where I got Blakely out of it, and Lincoln went and fell backwards with the stroller. The whole thing goes crashing. And so I was like, okay, it's time for a new stroller. And this thing is freaking fantastic. Like, it is a legit, like, you have to pull the basket, like, you unhook the basket
It's
from
like
the base.
It's like a kid's stroller.
Yes, it is.
This says we
wild.
should invite Courtney, your cousin, as a guest, live guest. I don't know how to do that, though.
I've never done
I'm
that
afraid
before.
to do that.
Just hit it.
But then we're not going to be able to hear her. I guess it wouldn't hurt anything, will it?
I don't know.
No.
Let's try it and see.
Let's see if we invite her.
People listen to the podcast
It said invitation sent, so
at
let's
home
see.
On the regular channels and not on TikTok are probably going to be like, what in the
So
fuck is
if you're
going on?
just joining, we've done a podcast for several months now, and we're trying to, and we have YouTube as well. We're trying to now incorporate this live, and it just said that we should invite somebody else too. Let's just do one person at a time. So we invited her cousin Courtney up in Ohio. We have no idea if she's going to come on here or not, and if she does, I guess she's not going to show on the podcast, obviously. But
yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
And if you guys are watching on TikTok, and if you can hear us, I don't even know if you can hear us. Heart the screen, like tap tap tap
Yeah.
tap tap. Like, when I see people doing lives, I'm like tap 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 tap.
because we have it sitting away from us, so we're really not sure if you can
this is
hear.
just like, it's like a new toy. It's like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
kid with a new toy. We've never done this before. What the hell? We'll just try it and see what happens. But anyway.
So I have a question for you.
Oh, okay.
So
Just
my hair was a
jumping
little bit longer.
Forward.
My hair was a little bit longer,
Your hair was
and I
longer.
got my summer haircut and I buzzed it. And you acted like you didn't like it, but I'm not gonna lie to you. It's already grown on me. Like literally, it's growing on me. But I don't hate it at all. I don't hate it, and I think that you don't hate it either. Now, if I shaved my beard, I'd look like a penis. I'd look like a penis for sure. But
it would be a total ick. We've already talked about icks.
Ick's a little strong,
No,
but-
it's not. If you shave your beard, it will be an ick for me.
yeah,
But it has grown on me as well.
okay.
But I'm telling you, you shave your beard,
No,
I'm gonna be
good.
out. It is
my
an
beard,
ick.
no,
I'm done.
I'm good with my beard right now. So let's get back to you saying you don't feel interesting. Like what I guess what I'm asking is that you don't feel interesting to yourself, or is it do you feel like you're not interesting to me or others, or like what is the real feeling here?
I think it's that one because internally I'm having conversations in my head with myself all day long. Like myself and I, we're talking all day long. And I'm like, this would actually be, if somebody else could hear what's going on in my head, I feel like this would probably be somewhat interesting or comical or whatever. But then I go to sit down and like want to go live and like talk about that stuff or, record my own podcast or whatever. And my mind just goes fucking blank. Like nothing comes to me. And so I can't ever seem to grasp it to put it out somewhere else. So yeah, I guess I'm saying to other people or to you, it feels boring. Because I'm like, we sit down on the table and you're like, what'd you do today? I'm like, well, I made some TikToks or, I took the dogs. I did my normal. Like my routine is it is very much, I'm in a mundane. Like it is I wake up. I take the dogs out to go to the bathroom. I come inside. We wipe their paws. We do their pit treat. I get their food. I go make the bed. And then it's whatever it is I figure I'm doing.
First of all,
but what I'm doing typically is, get ready or try to figure out, if there's TikToks that I need to make or, because the TikTok is a new thing for me.
Yeah.
We talked about it, I think, last time that we had the podcast that I was trying to do the TikTok thing. And oh my God, it is slow going. Like it's a damn job, first of all, and it is also, it's rough. It's rough.
So what I'm wondering is,
And then by 5 o'clock, you're looking at me going,
no, I've done much better with that. I'm not huffing and puffing until 7. Now when 7 rolls around, okay, it's time. It's time. You need to come down, or you need to stop what you're doing. We got to eat some dinner. But I'm not doing it till 7 o'clock now, so don't even come at me like that.
Okay.
Because I have taken feedback. But go ahead.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But 1 point what?
But that's it. Like, so then I make dinner, then I take the kids,
And then you
kids,
immediately go back to TikToking.
the dig. No, most certainly not. I make dinner and then I clean dinner up.
Okay, dinner.
And then take the dogs for a walk. And then it's time to come in and take my makeup off and you're ready to like go to the bed. So I'm like, okay, I feel like I have no life. That's really what it comes down to is I feel like I have zero life. I have zero life outside of these four walls. And it's almost like, fuck. I might as well be back at the boutique because I had no life outside of those four walls.
Yeah. So how do you so you're saying, okay, last weekend we went to pool day, right?
We did.
And then on Sunday, I can't remember what we did, but I feel like we did something. The weekend before that, we were downtown Macon with friends. The weekend before that, we were downtown Macon with us and a couple other friends. Like, so I guess what I'm wondering is this like I feel like I don't have any life every day, or is it maybe a Monday through Friday thing? Like,
yeah, I think it's a Monday. It's definitely a Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And it doesn't like I'm not asking to be busy, and like go constantly, but it is. I think because of the repetitiveness and because I don't then. It's just like something always is happening or coming up that the time from getting ready to it's time to start dinner is such a short time. There's not a lot of time to go do anything else. So it's like I'm not leaving the house.
Yeah.
And
what's preventing that from happening though?
Because I feel like at that point, by the time I get ready, I do those things and then I get ready and it's time to leave the house. It's like, well, shit, I got to be back here in 2 hours to be able to get dinner started or whatever. And it's like
I think you're making an excuse. I think that you're making an excuse.
Okay, so what am I going to go do?
I don't know the answer. We got to figure that out next. I mean,
I guess that's the other point.
What
am I doing?
And you're not gonna like me saying this, but I mean, there is the gym, there are classes, there are things that you can do to volunteer your time. There are plenty of women that are maybe in similar situations where I'm sure if you said, "Hey, do you want to go eat lunch?" You could do, but you don't want to do any of those things either.
Correct.
So it's like a catch-22. It's like, okay, well, I feel like I'm in this mundane, just kind of going with it, but then you don't want to do anything.
Correct.
And to kind of add to it is I think that, and we know that this is the way your human design is that when you get into something, you're like completely locked into it, right? And the challenge I think with you being completely locked into this is you literally have like blinders on. If you can't see me, it's like horse blinders on. And the problem is your creative thoughts and everything that's going through you, it's all here. Like you got your journal at night, you're writing it down. I look over it like it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what are you doing awake? You're steadily typing a book out with these ideas so it's almost like I don't think that you're really giving any opportunity to share it with anyone, me or anyone else for that matter, because you're internalizing all this stuff.
Probably.
And so I guess, because I don't want you to feel like you just live in this mundane life. I don't want you to feel like that you're not interesting, because I think you're very interesting. I think sometimes you can get so engulfed in it that it can be a lot to kind of grasp. But I don't want that feeling. So I'm really like trying to understand, like, how do you work through this?
I don't know, because the whole TikTok thing, it is very it's kind of an all or nothing thing. Like you can't really just half-ass and spend a little bit of time and try to do this, because and that's, I guess that's the thing. I'm trying to learn what's the best way to do it, what I need to be doing, and I still don't know. And I haven't like popped off and sold a bunch of stuff, so that's depressing. So I think it's like I'm learning, I'm trying to make it work, but yet I'm also trying to keep myself motivated, because it's just like, shit, this is never gonna happen.
Yeah. Are we allowed to cuss on TikTok, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, because I feel like I've cussed before and you were like, oh my God, they're going to not let us on there because you cussed.
I think that was maybe a regular video. I think on live, I don't think there's any.
I thought it was when you were doing your lives before, but
I really don't know, honestly.
Yeah. So I don't know how to, I don't really.
Oh, I think that's because it was a video that I was having a product in, and that's what it was. Like,
maybe.
You couldn't.
Well, you were also literally
And I
doing a
don't know.
live in the bathroom, and
I
I'm
still
like,
don't know
I
if
got to
that's
take
true.
a shower.
Yeah.
And I'm like, am I going to be on the camera? You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe it was just talking about that too.
Anyway.
But yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I do feel disconnected. I feel disconnected from friends. I feel disconnected from you. I just feel disconnected, I think, altogether.
You
And
know,
so,
and I think some of it is because I think you're afraid to talk about it with other people. And I think it's because you think that they're not interested.
well, because it's all I'm going to talk about.
Right.
And so I
Yeah.
could see where if it were roles were reversed and somebody was trying to only talk to me about that, I'd probably be like, "Oh my god, does this person have anything else to say?"
Yeah.
So I probably internally am, putting that out
And
there
I would
on other
agree with
people.
that. I would agree with that because if
Because
some
I mean, I get that from you. You're like, "Oh god, okay, here she goes again. She's going to, she's going to talk about it again." So I mean, I assume I take that and apply it to everybody.
well, because I think it's probably true, and you apply it to
Right.
if somebody else were like you said, the roles were reversed, you'd be like, oh my god, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
so I get it, but I guess, and I don't know how strongly you feel this. I don't feel like I'm interesting to anyone or contributing. Like I don't know how strong that feeling is, but obviously I don't think that that's a good place to be living. So I'm literally trying to ask you questions on like how to get past this or how to adapt to it. And I don't feel like first of all I don't feel like you're engaged right now.
Well, I mean, I don't have an answer to that. I mean, you can ask me the question, but doesn't mean I'm going to know the answer of how
Yeah.
do I get past it. I mean,
But
if I knew how to get past it, I'm pretty sure I would have gotten past it.
that's not true at all. I've learned in 16 years that that's not the case because you know how to get past a lot of shit that we don't get past because you're stubborn or whatever the case may be. So,
I don't. Okay.
all right. So what are we talking about on this episode 36?
I mean, I feel like that's what we were talking about. I don't know. Like,
Okay.
I don't. Is there anything you want to get off your chest?
No.
You want to have any kind of check in? Like, are you things good? I don't feel like things are good right now. I feel like things are off.
Jesus. You're talking about with us?
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I feel like things are off a little bit.
Like during this episode or in general?
I think in general. I can't quite put my finger on what it is. But I just think I feel like there's a constant I feel like you have like a constant irritation. Maybe that's completely incorrect. Maybe you don't really, but that is the vibe that you give off, and that is what I feel from you in your energy pretty regularly.
Okay, so let me tell you the things that I don't know if irritation is the right word.
Okay.
You tend to get obsessed with stuff.
Okay.
Which I get. I really and truly do. So that's kind of one piece of it. But I constantly remind myself that's just the way she's designed. And I'm trying to push through that. I'm trying to work through it. I'm trying to push it. Like, so case in point. We take the dogs for a walk. We literally are not even...
No, go ahead. I want to hear it.
You don't want to fucking hear it.
I do want to hear it. I already know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say?
You're going to say I was on my phone.
The
You don't feel
entire
like I'm
time.
engaged,
We don't
whatever,
even
blah, blah,
walk
blah.
together. So how do you expect me not to be irritated by that? I mean, it's one thing if you're in the bed at like 5 o'clock in the morning because you can't sleep and you're typing in ideas, you get your journal out and you're writing stuff and you're writing. But like literally, and here's the thing: is you've given me that same exact feedback. Can't you when you got deals going on, you put your phone like. Guess what? I don't do this shit. I make a very conscious effort to put it down.
Okay.
But here's the other thing. No, I'm not done yet because you've done activated me now.
Okay.
The other part of this is, to me, it's less about that and more about when you're like trying to make commit to it fully, but then you have these self doubts all the time, and it's just like, dude, like this shit does not happen overnight. And it's, well, I'm going to manifest this, and you're either fully manifesting, or you're not fully manifesting. You either fully believe it or you don't believe it, and it's just like just fucking go for it. You're doing the right things. Everything that all these other people are doing, they did the same exact thing that you're doing. They just happened to be in the right place at the right time, and it popped off. And the same exact thing is going to happen to you. But it is so frustrating to like hear that. I'm like, dude, you're not even giving yourself a chance.
The self-doubt that,
because
I'm
it's
actually verbally,
because you're doing the things that you're
saying.
supposed to be doing. And I think that you think that like overnight you're just going to start selling $10,000 of stuff in a week. That doesn't happen. Unless you're 21 years old and you just happen to, maybe I ended up getting this couple viral videos and now all of a sudden I have 500,000. It doesn't happen like that for the majority of people. But it's almost like you either believe or you don't believe. And I think when there's so much commitment to it and so much obsession with it, coupled by this obsession with self-doubt, it's just like I want to support you however I can, but I can't support both of those ends of the spectrum. It's too hard. And so when you feel this irritation, that is the irritation. It's like, I want to be all in with you. And I really and truly, like, if it means you got to do this shit 70 hours a week until you figure it out, that's what it means. And I will be here to support that. But golly, it's like the obsession is just as bad on the negative side of it. The doubts. And I'm just like, just stop. Just stop and just do what you're doing and figure you've already got a lot more followers on.
Has it caused me to stop doing what I'm doing? Have I done anything different? Have I stopped doing it?
No, I guess it's just when you vocalize it, it's like I don't know what to believe. Like is she really serious about it? Is she not serious about it? Is she going to commit to it to the end of the year like she says, or is she going to give up? Like, I don't know. And it's just, I think that's where the irritation comes in. But I think the other thing that it does is it makes it that much more obsessive. It just consumes you that much more. It just consumes you to the point where you can't even walk the dogs. And we literally spend the 12 minutes that it takes us to walk around a neighborhood just dialed into each other. So yes, there's a level of irritation. I don't think things are off. I don't feel like that. We literally had an incredible weekend.
Okay, but time out.
Okay.
Let me give you my point of view on this whole walking the dogs and having my phone during walking the dogs.
Okay.
So for the 2 hours, and you cannot say it's not 2 hours, almost an hour to get everything done. Then we eat, and then dinner is cleaned up, and I'm doing all of that. I am not on my phone that entire time. I am making dinner. If I'm on my phone, it's because I'm looking at a recipe to make for dinner, and then I'm cleaning dinner up. While that's happening, what are you doing that entire time?
Normally sitting with the dogs or on my phone.
Okay.
Or maybe
so where
working.
are you? Where?
On the couch.
Facing
or at the
what
kitchen
direction?
table. Toward the TV.
Correct. And what direction is that to me?
My back towards you.
Okay. So for almost 2 hours, an hour and a half, whatever, before we go on that walk, I am in the kitchen by myself. While, yes, our kitchen and living room are right there together, you are not interacting with me at all. I am looking at the back of your fucking head that entire time, every fucking night. And then when I'm cleaning dinner up, I'm looking at your fucking head, the back of your fucking head.
This seems a little aggressive.
It is aggressive because you've pissed me off now.
Okay.
You have pissed me off that it is a big deal for me to then get back on my phone and possibly post one or look at comments that have come in or try to engage because that is the thing. And and you're acting as though I am obsessed with it. Well, no, but you know what? For the last 2 hours, when you've been able to watch TV and you've been on your phone and you've been responding to people and you've been doing this and that and blah, 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 I've been making dinner and I've been cleaning dinner up.
Okay.
So that's my perspective on that.
Okay.
And it must be nice to just be Mr. I believe in myself all the time. It must
And
be
I
nice
don't.
to live in that world.
And I
Don't. I
and,
never have, and I probably never will. Now, does that mean that I don't do, the meditations or the journalings or positive, whatever it is that you want to say? But I no, that is always going to be part of me. That just is what it is. And I've not really asked you to like it's too that right there, that piece, that you saying that piece about being irritated about that, about me self-doubting. You know what that does? That causes me to be like, okay, he doesn't want to hear it, so shut up. Don't say that part. Do not say that part to Kent. So when Kent's like, what's wrong next time, I'll be like, everything's good.
okay, so
Everything's good.
so I will be able to tell, just so you know.
It doesn't matter.
But I don't.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, and I don't think that I'm saying it the way that I'm intending for it to come across, because it's not that I obviously, if you're having self doubts and you're having feelings or whatever, I want to be the person that you come to. Obviously, that's always been the case. But I believe so much in when you're into this meditation, you're into the positive thoughts, and you're into the affirmations and all these other things. Like when you're really, really into that, it's a completely different Annie. And what I'm trying to say to you is, if you really believe those things as much as I want you to believe those things, because I really and truly feel that they work, then those self-doubts and the negative feeling, like all that stuff should not be able to creep in if you really and truly feel like positive affirmations and meditation and all this other stuff is what's going to help guide you to who you want to be. But so it's not the, and it's not, it's, so that's one part of it, but then it's also just the level in which it does it. Because if you got obsessions on both ends, like, where's the normalization to this? Where is the, let's just have a regular conversation about normal stuff, not obsessive stuff over here and obsessive stuff over here. And that's all that I'm saying. And you can't tell, like, when it comes to videos I'm literally sending you shit all the time. You should do this. You can do that. I'll help you with this. What do you need? Like, so that part of it, I don't mind at all doing that. I want to be able to help you with those things. But it's like, when you get dialed into something, you get down into it so much that nothing else matters. Am I wrong in that?
I don't know. I can't say that. I think it's unfair to say nothing else matters, because anything that you ever need, I stop everything that I'm doing and do it. I make sure that I'm going to the fucking grocery store and I'm making sure dinner is done and I'm cleaning things up, and I'm like, what part of an obsession, at what point, where am I then lacking? Like, what else do I need to stop doing to, like, I'm confused.
And I'm confused then too. I'm confused then too. So I don't know what you need differently from me, because, like, not saying how you feel is not the answer, obviously, and not being able to share stuff with me is not the answer. That's how people end in divorces, and obviously I don't want that. But, like, do you understand where I'm coming from at all?
Sure.
Okay, so you're doing what you said you were going to do. So I'm completely off base here. Now, and I'm really asking. Do you feel like that I don't support you in what you're trying to do?
I've never said that I don't think you support me. Like, that's...
Well, that's what I'm asking. I didn't say you did.
Okay, sure,
I'm
yes.
literally asking.
Yes, I think you support me.
Okay, so what do you need differently from me? Just to listen?
No, I just asked, I said, I think you are frustrated. And so I asked the question and you told me why. And you're frustrated because I'm on my phone during our
you said irritate. You said irritated. And there's a difference between irritated and frustrated. I'm not frustrated. It can be a little irritating. Just
What
like
is the difference between irritating and frustrated?
irritating is
Well, that's what you just did.
Frustrated is I'm past and I'm pissed at this point. I'm not at the I'm pissed point. It's just the dude, like, come on already. Like, put your fucking phone down. Let's just go for a walk. I mean, it's literally...
Well, hold on. To be fair, until the weather changed 2.5 weeks ago, you weren't going on walks. I was doing it by myself every night.
Agree. 100%. I can't handle cold weather anymore. I get it. So I'm not arguing that. Was I trying to argue that? You take the dogs every morning, and I appreciate that. You take the dogs, even when I go, you're still going at night, and I appreciate that. Like, I mean, no one's debating that, but like the other thing is like some of this stuff, and I'm gonna sound like an asshole saying this, but like you say cooking dinner or cleaning or going to the grocery store is, you say it as though like it's the worst thing that you could be asked to do. But the other side of that is you don't have to go to work.
Right.
You don't have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
It is an expectation, and these are things that I do, so I make sure that I do them. It's not, these aren't a want. I don't want to do that every day.
Well, of course. So what do you want to do then?
I don't know.
If you don't want to work, which we've said, okay, cool, we'll make that happen. We'll figure out a way. And when I say work, I understand this TikTok shit is work. It's probably as much work as anything you've done before. But if you don't want to work, you don't want to cook, you don't want to clean, you don't want to exercise, like, what do you want to do?
I don't know.
So, I mean, so at some point you have to understand, like, that's where that irritation comes in. Like, it's like, okay, well, you just want to, like, not do anything?
I don't know.
Please
tell me the last time I sat around and did absolutely nothing. I didn't do anything.
I'm not saying you do because you feel obligated to do stuff, which is why you do it.
Everybody feels obligated to do stuff. Everybody feels obligated to get up and go to work because they need to live. So I'm not doing anything differently than anybody else, other than I'm not necessarily going to a job. I'm getting up. I have a routine. I'm doing the same shit every single day. I'm making sure the house is all taken care of, so you don't ever have to worry about anything. Like,
and I appreciate that.
And so, but I don't know that you do. I don't know, based on this conversation, I don't know that you do. And so it's not like I'm not doing stuff.
No, you're saying that. You're saying that.
Saying what?
You're not doing stuff. I'm not saying that you aren't. I understand you take care of the house and the dogs and the groceries. I understand you take care of all that stuff. And I tell you all the time how much I appreciate it. But when you say, I got to do this, and I got to do that, and I got to do this, and I got... Okay, so you're right. The alternative is you go to work, and if both of us are working, don't worry about a grocery store. We'll go out to eat every night. Or we'll pay somebody to come clean the house.
So I won't take my phone when I walk the dogs at night.
And that would make a big difference. Okay. So let me ask you this about it.
Hold on. I didn't take my phone tonight. So how did it make a big difference?
Well, I didn't realize you didn't take your phone because you still walk 5 feet behind us.
I walk 5 feet behind you every night because the sidewalk is only this
That's true.
wide.
That's not
I'm not
true.
going to walk in the grass.
We would normally hold hands.
No, we don't. We absolutely do not. We never have.
And so,
there's only room for you and the dogs to walk because of the leash that we have. That is a connected leash, and that dogs are either
you didn't
on
have
this
your
side
phone
of you,
today?
or this side of you, this side of you, or this
you
side
didn't
of
have
you.
your phone.
They're all around. They're everywhere.
You didn't have your phone.
Yes, I had my fucking phone.
You did.
I didn't have it yesterday.
But you had it today. I was like, how would I have not noticed that you didn't have your phone today?
I didn't have it yesterday.
Okay.
Did you notice?
I don't remember yesterday. Okay. I can't speak on that.
Okay.
But I was like, I'm 99% sure you had your phone. So why would you say that? Why would you say you didn't have it?
Because I thought it didn't. I was confused with yesterday.
Okay. So let me ask you this. About a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, I had several contracts going on at one time. Mm-hmm. Really busy. Bunch of stuff going on at one time. I would consider myself obsessed with my phone at that time. Okay, you brought those feelings to me because I had it. The mount that this thing is on, the mount that the iPad right now is on. I had it at the dinner table.
Yes, no. There's a let me clarify because what you're fixing to say is not correct.
Okay,
you are not obsessed with your work.
Okay.
that
Just
is
obsessed with the phone, period. It is addicting.
That is a requirement for you to do that. Whatever. What my irritation was is that with everything that was going on, you couldn't at least put it down at dinner time and not post a fucking post or your picture of dinner or something and then be glued to it while we're sitting there face to face
and all that stuff,
having dinner.
Yeah. Okay. So you expressed that to me, and I said, you know what? You're right. There's zero reason I need to have this thing at my, even when I've got something going on with work, there's zero reason I need to have it while I'm at dinner.
Yeah, we talked about this on the last podcast.
Okay, well, that was 3 weeks ago. And anyone listening probably didn't listen to that one yet. And this is a completely different episode. And plus, we're live now for anybody who doesn't know. So did you notice that I've not brought it to the dinner table since then?
Yes.
Okay, now how did that make you feel?
Better.
Why?
I mean, I feel like it made it better, but we still have the TV on. Like, you're facing the TV.
Okay.
My back is to the TV. Like, you've already said you have to have the TV on now all of a sudden after all these years.
We've always had the TV on.
Okay, sure.
But go ahead.
But we've never...
Okay, but go ahead.
But when it's you and I at dinner, we have the TV. We have the TV on. We have the TV on because we have been watching TV the whole time dinner's being made. And so now, supposedly, you need the TV on because it drowns out the chewing noises that you supposedly can hear across a 4-foot table.
Sitting in a silent room while eating is weird. I don't know, why don't
we talk to each other? Why the fuck do I have to turn my head around like this?
Hold on.
To see what's going on, that you're staring. I sat there and watched you. What interaction did we have at the dinner table tonight?
Hold on.
No. What interaction did we have at the dinner? Matter of fact, I sat and I ate all my food. I sat and watched you. And at one point, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. Wow, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, cool. I have no idea what's going on because you're watching TV. I'm not. Okay.
So, what channels do we have it on when we're watching dinner? I mean, eating dinner.
You've had it on TMZ.
Okay.
And I got tired of fucking Family Feud.
And if it's not TMZ, it's Entertainment Tonight. They come on 2 different times depending on what time we eat dinner. Okay. Would you agree that there have been plenty of times where we have said we need to listen to TMZ so we can have topics and make sure we're talking about it on the podcast? Yes or no? Okay.
Sure.
Would you agree that there are plenty of times where something would be brought up on TMZ and we both listen to it or you turn it up or engage in the conversation after something comes on TMZ? Yes or no?
Sure.
Okay. Would you agree that the same thing could happen with Entertainment Tonight? Oh, so-and-so did this, so-and-so did that. Answer the question.
Yeah, mostly when I'm cooking that I hear something
Entertainment
like that.
Tonight's only on after you've cooked.
I don't... Okay,
sure. No, I'm saying it's the case.
You would know because you're the one watching it.
And I'm the one, and I'm the one, but here's the other thing. How many times have I said to you, do you just want to come down on this end?
I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to.
Okay. Would it make you feel better if we watched the TV in the keeping room behind me, and then it's the noise is still there, you can still hear, but you're watching it versus me? Would that make you feel better?
No, it wouldn't.
Okay, so what? We just sit there and...
I don't know. I guess that's the problem, Kent. Like, we have nothing to talk about. Do you not see that?
Okay.
That is the ultimate big
Why don't
problem.
we have anything to talk about?
Probably because I don't fucking do anything. That's probably why. I don't know. And everything that you have going on, I know already because you're in this fucking house walking around having the conversations on your phone. And then you want to tell me what happened. I'm like, I already fucking know because I heard you on the conversation.
Okay. So would it help if I left the house more than I did?
Yes, it would be. It would be helpful.
How is that going to help you get out of the house more?
I don't know. It's just going to be helpful.
Because I feel like that's happened before. And I feel like I have made an intentional effort to go to the office and to do this, to do that, versus working here.
Do you not have the same feeling?
I don't think that I have the same feeling because when I'm not talking about work, I'm hearing you and listening to you talk about your stuff. And I absorb that. So to me, I'm not sitting here thinking we don't have anything to talk about because I'm either talking about work or I'm listening to you talk about your work. That's what we're talking about. And that's what I listen and I listen and I listen and I listen and I try to send you this and I say, well, what about this and what about this? I mean, you're talking about like your negative. That I literally take a screenshot of how many followers you have on your Instagram and TikTok about every 2 days. So when you say, oh, no one's following me, I'm not. No, I could go back 3 weeks ago and show you every 2 days how many more people you have. And so when I get frustrated, it's like, dude, like, what do you, how are you not happy with gaining an extra 1,500 followers in a matter of a month? Like, how is that not good? But I see that as good. I see that as great, and you see it as a failure. And it's just like and maybe it's just because of our outlook, we just think about things completely different. But that's like, but no, I don't like, and I guess on the times where we can literally just turn it off like we did this weekend, I don't think we sit around like, okay, what do we talk about now? We're not that couple at a dinner table who.
We were tonight.
Huh?
We were tonight. That don't say anything to each other.
Well, I don't recall that, but maybe.
Well, tell me what we talked about at dinner.
I don't fucking know.
Okay.
But
It literally was 2 hours ago.
But I mean, and TMZ was on, and I was listening to TMZ too, so that's probably why. I don't know the answer to that. We talked about how good your meal was. We talked about you cooking something different for the first time. I don't know. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start paying attention.
You said it 3 or 4 times. It is not the first time I made it.
Okay, you said you tried it one other time and it was a failure, so you tried it again. That was probably a year ago. So forgive me for not thinking about this shit in the last year. So I will get out of the house more. I have plenty of things to do. I have plenty of people to talk to. I have plenty of people to see. Like that's not my thing. I want to be around you, but if you think that me leaving the house is going to get you out of the house and around people and doing that, like, I don't understand those two correlations.
I didn't say that was going to get me out of the house.
So what is going to change on your end?
I don't know. It is a constant internal struggle because I am that introvert that I don't really want to go. I'm not a people-y person. I can be a people-y person. I do enjoy being a people-y person around my people when it is time to be around my people. But through the week, I'm just not a pick up the phone and call somebody and like, let's go do something. That's not my nature.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know that is necessarily going to change. And I'm not asking you to solve this. Like, I'm literally like, all I said
right,
was...
well, I get it.
All I literally said to begin this whole podcast was, I feel like you have an irritation. I can feel it. And you
said we are not good right now. You said there's a disconnect.
I said there is a disconnect, and that was true because you immediately popped off what you thought the disconnect was.
Well, no, I told you what my irritation was.
Okay, same thing.
No, it's not the same to me.
It is the same.
An irritation you can lead to a disconnect. An irritation to me doesn't lead to a disconnect.
It has to. You cannot sit here and tell me that you have been irritated and it doesn't lead to a disconnect. You can't tell me that you feel like everything has been hunky-dory.
I told you the things that I don't think are hunky-dory. So, but when I hear the word disconnect, to me that means it's just like when you use the word checked out on our last podcast. God. See, in this shit, when you fucking do this, I swear to God, like, this pisses me off so bad.
The fact that I disagree with you.
No, it's oh my God, here he goes. I look like, the fuck?
Right, you're getting triggered. Like, why are you triggered?
Yes, I'm getting triggered.
Why?
Because it's a very dismissive thing to do. It is a very dismissive thing to say, oh God, like here he goes again. I don't do that shit to you. I don't make you feel dismissed, and that's exactly what you're doing right now.
Okay, so
it's fucking annoying.
Okay.
I mean, what? Me saying, "Oh God, here he goes again." You're cool with that.
The fact
you don't think that's dismissive.
That you feel me saying disconnect means checked out, which means divorce. Like, where the fuck are you pulling this from?
That's what leads to divorces.
Says who?
Says fucking everybody.
No, it doesn't. That's why you have check-ins. Like, hey, I feel like things are slightly off.
Okay.
Like, we need to
So
talk
how many
about
times have
these
you checked
things.
in with me before this fucking podcast?
I haven't.
Okay.
This is our check-in.
Okay, so here we go. Life's Little Arguments.
Right,
this is the therapy session.
This is the therapy session.
Are you charging me for this?
Yes.
You get on my fucking nerves.
You get on my nerves.
Your eyes are pretty, though. When are you going to start going to the gym?
I don't know. I don't feel like it. I don't want to go out to the gym. I don't
I swear to you, it would make a difference.
It wouldn't. I don't want to go.
When do you?
I don't want to go.
In the last, let's just call it 3 years. When do you feel that you were at your absolute best?
I don't know. You tell me when I was at my absolute best.
When you were full on into manifestation. There you go with that fucking dismissive shit again. Full on into manifestation, positive reinforcement, positive affirmations, and you were going to the gym.
Don't say positive affirmations. It's not like there is
or
much
affirmations,
more
whatever.
Like work that goes into all of that.
Agree. But when you were at your absolute best, you were deep into those things, however deep you needed to be into those things, and you were going to the gym. And when I tell you going to the gym, do what you want to do. Like, I don't care. I mean, go to classes, go to do weights, go do. I don't care what you do, but anybody who says that going to the gym and doing exercises 3-4 times a week does not help your mental state is an idiot.
I agree.
I'm not even talking about physical state at all. I'm talking about straight mental.
I get that. I 100% get that.
Do you agree in the last 3 years when you were at your best, that's what you were doing when you were at your best? Yes or no? Yes or no?
I don't know. I'm not going to answer that.
Because you know I'm right. And literally just this weekend you were like, you know what? Because I tell you all the time, I'm not going to make you go to the gym. I stopped talking about it a while back.
Yeah, you're definitely not going to make.
I stopped talking about it a while back. I just, whatever. If you want to go, you go. I tell Lauren the same thing. I can't make you go to the gym. You either want to go or you don't want to go. So I just stopped talking about it completely. This past weekend, you were like, I decided I got to get back in the gym. 2 days have gone by and I asked you both days, you want to go to the gym? No. So what?
I don't want to go to the gym with you.
Okay, don't go with me. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Go by yourself. You're not going to go with some hunky trainer.
I don't know. The gym is just like.
But see, you're in this rut. That's the point. That's the point is you're not seeing that.
Just like, ugh.
You're in this rut, and that's how you're staying in this rut because you're not doing anything different. You can't say, I'm doing the same exact thing every single day, and I'm in this rut, and I'm in this monotony, and I'm in this, but not doing anything different. You see the point. If you want to feel differently than what you're feeling and where your frustrations or where your level of feeling unimportant or whatever it is that you're feeling, like if you don't do anything different, you're just going to continue to feel that way. Surely you understand that. And whether or not it's the gym, I think that's a great solution or a great thing to do to help with that, but maybe that's not the, I don't know, but not doing anything different is not the answer either. Because if not, we're going to be on the same podcast in 3 months, and it's going to be the same exact thing. And you can say what you want. I know you're going to roll your eyes. I know you're going to be dismissive. We've been married 16 years, almost 17 years. I feel like I know you better than anyone else knows you. And this is the point where you roll your eyes, you get frustrated, and then a week later, you're like, you know what? You're right. You may not say I was right, but you'll start doing things differently.
I'm going to start doing things differently tomorrow because I have a hair appointment.
Okay. I always say that there's very few things that can make you feel better instantly than a haircut. And I imagine it's probably the same thing for a girl.
Going
because
tomorrow.
It's even more dramatic than this.
Maybe these gray roots are just like bringing me down.
Yeah. But you've got to like snap out of it because this oh my God, this is the opposite. Like, because when I hear these TikToks and I see you getting excited about this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do, like, girl, I want to do that 150% with you. Like, I'm all in on this shit. Like, I'm all in on supporting anything you want to do.
What are you all in on?
Like, sending you video ideas and if you need help videoing, or well, let's do a little bit different, or I think what about this, or what if you did that, or did you see this person did? I mean, I'm all in from that perspective, and I'm not going to say, you know, you need to go get a job, even though you've made whatever you've made, like that. like to me, I want to be all in.
$73.
I wasn't going to say it, but so to me, I want to be all in on this stuff, and I want to get excited for you.
God.
But then you have this. I'm in this rut, and I'm not even willing to do anything there. It's just like, dude, like,
You realize some of that is
I swear, if you say menopause, I'm gonna throw my fucking headset at you.
Some of that is my emotional wave. Like, I have days that I'm up, 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 and I have days that I'm down, down, down. Like, it is not a consistent one way or the other. It is not possible for me to consistently stay up here all the time. It is not possible.
Okay.
I'm going to wake up in the morning on some days and just be bleh.
So can we agree that you understand that this is your emotional wave, and you're going to try to make a conscious effort to not use words that are so definitive?
Sure.
Because, not to sound like a little bitch.
So what should I say instead? I should just...
Things feel off right now. I understand that I'm off right now, and maybe that's driving some of it. And obviously, I know you and I are good. We're great, but here are some things that are bothering me.
Okay.
But when you say stuff like disconnected and checked out,
so so in that phrase of I know things are good, that was my whole point in bringing it up, because I don't feel like things are where they need to be.
Okay.
I can sense a frustration, and I feel like it's never a like it's never, the frustration is never not there. I can feel it. I feel like it's a constant, like it's gonna explode at any second. And I felt that you were carrying this for a while, and I feel like it is pointed directly at me.
Okay.
And so maybe that's I don't know how to explain it other than that.
I'm trying to let me. I don't know another way to say. I think I've said what I'm feeling. I'm trying to think of a different way to say it.
I think it's semantics, whatever that word is. Like, I think, why is it such a big deal of particular words that are being used? Because I feel like we're saying the same thing.
Maybe.
You keep saying, you were frustrated because you feel I'm all in on this and I'm not all in this. I'm like, I want to do it, but I self-doubt. Like, you're just telling me the exact same thing.
Sure.
Of supposedly why I'm feeling this frustrated energy from you. I don't feel like I don't feel as though I've felt a happy-go-lucky feeling from you in a while.
Even in celebrating wins for my business.
Yes.
Even this past weekend, we were at the pool.
Yes.
Even when we were together romantically this weekend.
I mean,
like
that evening time piece when we were together by ourselves, sure. The part at the pool, no. Like, it's a constant. I feel like it's a constant. I feel like I'm never doing exactly what it is that you're wanting me to do, or showing you exactly what it is that you're wanting me to show you at any point in time ever. So it feels like it's a constant, I feel like we're just constantly rubbing against each other, and just, like, it's just rough. It just feels rough. It doesn't feel smooth and easy. That's how I've felt. That is the energy that I'm feeling from you. And I'm trying to understand why. Like, what is it that I am doing that is causing that? Or is it me? Is it something else? Is this just like a season of, like, change? Like, and I just need to understand if that's...
Well, I think we talked about it on the last podcast.
Because I've asked you several times, I'm like, I feel like you just have a short fuse. And that's just how I feel.
Yeah. And I think we have talked about that and some things that I'm going to try to change that I think will help with that chemically. I think there's some things that I have done that I think make me feel like I have a shorter fuse. And I've said, look, I got to move away from that. We literally just talked about that this past weekend. And I talked to some of our friends about that. I don't know that I'm feeling the way I don't think I'm feeling the way you're picking up. But if you're picking up on it, you're picking up on it for a reason. We talked about this on the last podcast that I feel like that anytime we have had to go through changes before, I mean it's a big adjustment, right? And I, I don't know. I mean I feel like you're right. I mean it's a matter of semantics. I could just kind of restate what I've already stated, but it's um, I know that you're grateful, but I think sometimes like when you and this I have to be able to process this a little differently, I think, but when you complain for lack of better words, because I really don't know what other word to use about like going to the grocery store or cooking or something like that. I mean, my mind immediately goes to, babe, you don't have to work. Like literally, that's the only thing that you have to do. And I'm not saying that I'm ungrateful for. I'm not saying I don't appreciate it. I'm not saying that I would want to do it myself. Like I love the fact that I can get up and go to the gym, come home, do whatever I'm gonna, and the dogs are taken care of, the house is taken. Like I appreciate all that stuff, but it's like literally, like you're making it out like those things are the worst thing in the world. And I'm like you don't even have to have a job. If you want to work, do your TikTok stuff, go ahead, do it all day. But I'm trying to put us in a position where you don't have to have any stress at all about getting up and even thinking about a 9 to 5 or going and getting a job. Like I'm trying to make sure that those things never have to happen again for the rest of your life if that's what you choose to do. And so, yeah, do I have a little bit of an expectation that some of this stuff will be taken care of? I do. I'm not a dickhead about it. I'm not like, where's dinner? I'm not coming in and saying, well, God damn it, woman, where's my food at? Go make me a sandwich. I mean, I think you will. I'm as independent as they come.
Yeah,
and so
I'm not saying that you do that.
Right, but when you think about when you're saying it, like I'm just like it's like in the grand scheme of things. It's not like you're spending 8 hours a day going to the grocery store, you're spending 8 hours a day cleaning the house, spending 8 hours a day doing, like, that's a job. That's a full-on job.
Right, which I've had for the majority of the time that we have been together.
Agree 100%.
So I guess it just comes back down to maybe a purpose, because that to me is not a purpose. It's not a purpose in life. That's an expectation.
Maybe it's not a purpose.
Requirement just to live life, that somebody has to do those things. So it's gonna be me. Obviously, it was me when I was working. It's me when I'm not working. So that's not a.
So this gets back to what we talked about in the last podcast. So when you're doing these TikToks and these videos and these like I see what I think is a passion in you doing this. And so to me, I'm thinking, okay, that's part of your purpose. I even have said to you, this is what you've been working towards. This is what you've been meant to do. And so when you, I guess, had the negative side, it's just like I want to support it. I mean, I really, I'm going to be your biggest supporter, but at the same time, I'm like, you're either all in or you're not all in. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how else to say it.
I'm very confused at this particular point, because I don't understand how being all in that has anything to do with like making dinner. I'm so confused.
They're
how
completely
that
unrelated.
I'm
No, okay.
How that
right.
brought back around.
Right. And I trust me, I'm not saying your purpose on this earth or in this marriage or in this relationship is to cook and clean. I'm 100%. That is not a purpose for anybody, regardless. Okay. That's why we're having this conversation. I want to make it abundant. I have never once thought to myself, that is Annie's purpose in life, is to to do this or do that. Okay, 100%. Do I think that given that you don't have to work, some of this stuff should be done or could be done and not have to act like it's the worst thing in the world? I do. But that has nothing to do with someone's purpose. I guess the point about the purpose is I see what you're wanting to try to do with this TikTok and all this other stuff. Like, I see that as your purpose. You've said that before, and I agree with you. I feel like when you were at the shop, when the shop was doing what you wanted, when you set out for your intention to make women and their kids and their daughters feel beautiful, that was your purpose, and you were exceptional at it. And then it got to where people's buying habits changed and everything, and Sheen came. Like that purpose was lost a little bit because that feeling of making people feel special, making them feel beautiful, it was so much more difficult to achieve once people started buying here and buying there and doing things differently. So I'm in no way at all saying your purpose is to do these things around the house. Right? So don't get confused on that. And that's why this conversation came back around. But I can't find your purpose for you. And we talked about this 3 weeks ago. And I'm guessing we probably talked about it on an episode or two before. And I would be willing to bet if Marissa went and listened to all 35 episodes, I bet this same topic has been brought up multiple times. Mm-hmm. So I guess the real question becomes, is it my irritation that's really at the root of this? Or is it that you still don't know what your purpose is that's at the root of this?
What's at the root of it is I can feel your energy, and your energy is irritated.
Okay.
You have an irritated energy about you, and that's what I'm trying to explain, and that's what I'm trying to understand. But what I'm getting from you is your irritated energy is because you don't feel like I know what it is that I want to do. Or that I want to try this, but I doubt myself. So that's what I'm understanding your irritation is. Is that correct? Is that accurate?
I don't think... On the surface, I could see why you would say that. On the surface. I guess I'm saying, first of all, I'm glad we're having this conversation. I don't think my level of irritation is where you think it is or where you're saying it is, but clearly you're feeling that way, so I have to figure something out. And I hear you. I take that on. I will figure it out. I want to support you in everything that you do. You know that. I'm always going to be your biggest fan. I just want you to believe in you as much as I believe in you. And I want this to be fun. I want this to be rewarding. I want this to be encouraging. And I don't know if it's pressure you're putting on yourself or doubt that you're putting on yourself, but when you do that, it's not fun. It's not rewarding, and it's not encouraging. Which is, when I think about this, you don't have to do this. Financially, you don't have to do it. I want you to do it because I want you to do it. But if you're doing it and it's not fun, it's not encouraging, and it's not rewarding, to me, that's getting in the way of you being happy. Which is going to get in the way of us being happy. And that's really what I want.
Okay.
Is that unreasonable? And I really think if you started going to the gym, you'd feel better. I bet it works.
Okay.
Go look at any study out there and tell me I'm wrong.
I don't need to tell you that you're wrong. I agree with you. I understand that is great for the mental health. Get it. Not disputing that.
Anyways, I love you.
I love you.